Good morning, everyone. Now we are going to be continuing chapter 4, psychological disorders, grade 12 psychology. Now we're going to come to what are somatoform disorders, what are somatic symptoms and related disorders. Okay. Now, first you have to understand that what is the meaning of psychosomatic disorders. Now, psycho means mind, somatic means body. So, mind and body connection. Okay. So, a lot of disorders could be due to high levels of distress. So, now the first type over here is somatic symptom disorder. Here, the person experiences body related symptoms in the absence of any medical condition, or even if medical condition is present, it is not as serious as the symptom presented. So, here, what happens is the patient or the client will complain of pains, like his heart is hurting, pain in the heart, hands are become numb and all of that. They can they have they, they can say that we have severe stomach pain or leg pain and all of that. But when they go to the doctor and when they go for a checkup, when they go for the x-ray, there are no biological reason for this particular disorder. So they constantly complain. Okay, so all of that comes under somatic symptom disorder. Okay, then you have illness anxiety disorder. Illness anxiety disorder earlier was called as hypochondriasis in the earlier edition. Now it is called as illness anxiety disorder. Here the person experiences worry about the possibility of developing a serious medical condition. So if there is anything like, for example, now this coronavirus, so they will think that I have it, I have it, I have it. But when you go to the doctor will say go for checkup, go for tests and all of that. There will be nothing in the report. It will be negative in the report. So here for anything like, for example, if it is any other illnesses which happen, maybe AIDS or any other illness also, they will feel like no, they have it. So they feel like they have all the illnesses in the world. Then you have conversion. Now, conversion means the person suffers from a loss of impairment of motor or sensory function. So they feel like they have paralysis, they feel like they've become blind. Again, here there is no physical or biological cause, but maybe a response to stress and psychological symptoms. Okay, so here again, here the patient again feels like they are paralyzed, that they are blind, and all of that. But again, over here, when they go to the doctor, they go for the x-ray reports and all of that, it proves negative. So all of these somatic symptoms are due to stress, maybe some sort of traumatic event that has happened, or some stressful event. So temporary they may be feeling these kind of somatic symptoms. Okay, now the other side over here we have what are dissociative disorders. Now as the term says, dissociative, so here it says that you have different varieties of dissociative disorders. You have dissociative amnesia, depersonalization disorder, and DID. Earlier it was called as multiple personality disorder, but now it is the name has changed in the DSM-5. It says that it is DID, dissociative identity disorder. So, what is dissociative amnesia? Here they say is that the person is unable to recall important personal information often related to a stressful and traumatic report, and they also tend to forget. But again, over here, this is again a temporary situation in which it can be resolved after counseling, after therapy. This situation can be resolved. So here the patient feels like they are having amnesia, which is forgetfulness. But again over here it is dissociative amnesia, means here it is not going to be a permanent, a long term situation. It will be a temporary situation. Once the traumatic event or the stress is deleted from your life, this sort of amnesia will also be handled properly, okay, taken care of. Then you have depersonalization or derealization disorder. Here the person experiences a change in the person's sense of reality and perception of self. Here, many times, the person, like who takes drugs, alcohol, nicotine addiction, all of that, sometimes even phobic situations. Here, the person, feels like they are they are not part of their self anymore, that they feel like they are flying in the air, that they are in a state of ecstasy. So all of these symptoms mostly happens when you after effects of drugs. Well, I mean, not even after effects, when you take drugs during that particular time, you may feel that you are not yourself anymore, that you are in an ecstasy stage, like you are in a free floating away from your body. All of these symptoms the drug addicts face during that particular euphoric phase. Then you have DID. Now here what happens is, like as I told earlier, that it was earlier called as multiple personality disorder. So here what happens is the person exhibits two or more separate and contrasting personalities, generally associated with a history of abuse. So here many times what happens is that the causal factor, maybe you have been victimized or assaulted or traumatized, in a very early age, maybe parental, they have tortured you, or maybe after marriage some torture, physical, emotional torture, or a rape victim and all of that. So sometimes what happens is that the trauma is so severe that you split up, you have a split personality. So you sometimes can take on another personality also. Sometimes people have more than two, four personalities, but this is not very common. Two are pretty common, but more than two are not very common. So sometimes you might display two different personalities. You're one human being, you're one person, but you can have two contrasting personalities in dissociative identity disorder. Again, here with the help of counseling, psychotherapy, psychiatric medication, these disorders can be, treated. Okay, thank you.